Transitions from the walk to the canter and back to the walk are one of those exercises that seem straightforward but are actually very difficult to do well. As with the more basic transitions, much relies on the quality of the pace both before and after the transition. Most importantly, the horse should be forward going and active with a good connection between the inside leg and outside rein. This is particularly important when preparing for the transition from canter to walk, as this is where horses often lose their balance through the outside shoulder. When it comes to the aid for the walk to canter, it's really important that the rider doesn't clamp on the outside leg and lean forward. Instead, the outside leg should be a guiding aid, with the inside leg giving the extra impulsion to push the horse up and into the canter. If the rider gives in to temptation and leans forward through the transition, all that does is overload the front end and push the horse onto the forehand. This makes it more difficult for the horse to lift up and into the canter. Similar principles apply for the transition down into the walk. The rider should think of keeping their balance in the middle of the saddle and upright, helping the horse step underneath with the hind leg. Here in the slow motion footage, we can clearly see that the horse has the freedom to lift his forehand as he steps up and into the canter. When introducing the downward transition for the first time, I like to ride it from a 10-metre circle. This exercise helps the horse establish his balance and sit onto the hind leg. The tighter turn encourages the horse to collect and shorten his canter, making that transition to walk much easier for the rider. In many ways, the circle does much of the rider's work for them, meaning that the rider can focus on maintaining activity and jump in the canter without having to work at keeping it short and balanced as well. Lots of riders forget to keep the activity and rhythm in the canter, particularly when they start asking for the collection, so this is a really useful exercise for them to get the feel. It also gives the rider more time to think about their aid for the transition. With much of the canter taken care of by the circle, you've got a little bit more breathing room to think about getting your balance in the right place and keeping a strong connection with the outside rein. You should then be able to more effectively sit deep into the saddle and close the rein without feeling like you need to lean back or pull backwards. Again, the key to these transitions is the balance of the horse, and the balance of the horse can always be helped by the balance of the rider. Take your time to really prepare yourself and your horse to put you both in the best possible place for a successful transition. And don't worry if it's not perfect every time, like the horse putting in a few little joggy strides here. Just think about what you might want to do next time to make it better. The most important thing is not to rush it or panic. Think carefully about how you're going to approach each transition and what you're going to do to improve both the exercise and the horse. Don't forget this is all really hard work, so make sure you give yourself and your horse plenty of breaks. It will make the session more productive and enjoyable for both of you.